I'm back. Okay, guys. So yeah, I was just telling you guys that please stop sending the conspiracy theory nonsense about black people not being able to get coronavirus or COVID-19. It's dumb. It's silly. It's very dangerous. There are so many weird conspiracy theory things going about. Please, guys, now's not the time. All right. If you're sending that stuff out or manifesting it, it is not the time. People need to know facts, need to understand the truth so that they can protect themselves. Stop sending this stuff out. It's very dangerous for all, not just black people, but everyone, because the more we can understand the facts, the better we can deal with it. All right. One of the questions that people a lot ask me, you know, since yesterday was, why did I get tested if I didn't have any symptoms? Well, the simple answer is that on Friday last week, I was told that someone that I had been in contact with had tested positive. And I'm, I'm on location, about to start a film, and the news breaks that this person, who's also in the public eye, um, had tested positive. So it was definitely something that I had to do as I was about to start filming, and I was around a lot of people. And quite honestly, my job made me test immediately. I had to test anyway because it meant putting a lot of people at risk. If I had been exposed, then the people that I would be working with would also be exposed. So we got a test immediately. And we were really lucky to get a test very quickly because of the shortages of tests. But from my perspective, it was the best thing to do immediately was to get tested because I was going to be around a lot of people starting this new film. Mind you, the film industry last week were still unsure as to what they were going to do. Okay. A lot of productions around the world were still about to film. And then, I guess the general consensus around the end of the week was that, the film industry needs to take a break. And in that time period, that's exactly when I discovered that someone I had been in contact with, and that was maybe 10 days prior, had tested positive. So I then got a test immediately, quarantined myself in my house on location, and I've been here ever since. So that was the reason I got tested. Yes, I wasn't showing any symptoms. Um, but I'm very glad that I made that decision because I've been out of contact with anyone since, and I think that obviously the early testing is the way we need to approach this. Now I know, and this is not something that I really am qualified to get into. I understand that getting a test is really, really hard, and should I have been at home and not at work, it may have been really hard for me to get a test also, which is disappointing. And hopefully, people can get tested quickly because I think early detection is going to help squash this. Um, the other question, I think I talked about this earlier, is why Sabrina hadn't been tested. And Sabrina, quite frankly, was on the other side of the world when we discovered that I had been exposed, and was flying in to me when I found out. I got a test in the morning and she landed in the evening. So at that point, again, as I said earlier, we calculated that, you know, we'll take the risk because, we live together, we're together all the time. So we took the calculated risk, the couple, to be together when I get my results. And as you know, I got my results yesterday, so that's why Sabrina was with me. I've got some people that want to ask questions, if you've got some questions, let me know. What's this one? How long have you been positive? I've been positive. It's hard to say when. Obviously, when I got the disease or when I contacted COVID, it's hard to say then. I will say I know that I've been exposed to it from March 4th. And that's when the person that came up positive, that was the time I got in contact with that person. So essentially, I could have been positive from March 4th, but it's hard to say when I contact someone with corona. I mean, you can contract it anytime. But my known exposure was on March 4th. How are you feeling? Someone just asked. I'm feeling okay. I'm a little tired because just didn't really sleep last night. My temperature is fine. I don't have a fever. I have asthma, and so I sort of fit in the high category of most at risk. I have a respiratory issue, and I've had asthma all my life. So, um, you know, catching corona was definitely not on my bucket list at all. But even my asthma is okay. I don't feel any restriction within my breathing or my lungs. I have a little bit of a runny nose, but that's, I don't know. I don't think that's anything. I haven't been coughing too much. I generally feel okay. Question. Who's coughing in the background? That's Sabrina. Sabrina's in the background. She's okay. She was just choking on her drink. But well spotted. Um, are you taking any medication? No, I'm not taking any medication. There's nothing really to medicate at this point. So I'm not taking any medication. How's Sabrina doing? As I said, Sabrina's doing okay. We very lucky we managed to get her a test this morning. She woke up this morning a little bit, I don't know, sad, as I did. Um, she she feels okay, you know. Yesterday was a lot for us, my wife isn't used to the public eye as much as I am. And, yesterday we were like the biggest story in the world. So, today she was a little bit just, I don't know, wanted to step back a little bit. It was weird because people were criticizing her for being next to me, and that was bananas. And I think that sort of that took a little bit of a mental strain on both of us, but we didn't expect that. But fair dues, whatever. But Sabrina's doing okay. Any specific symptoms? No, I have no specific symptoms, or I don't have any of the commonly known ones. Are you worried? Yes, of course I'm worried. I'm worried about having the virus. I'm worried about you know my having asthma and how that could make things really complicated for me very quickly. I'm really worried about what's going on in the world, if I'm honest. I'm really worried about how we're dealing with it. I think part of me dealing with this and speaking to you guys publicly about this is part of me coping with that worry about how the world is dealing with it. Um, I'm really proud of Tom Hanks for, who's also someone in the public eye who came out and said they have it and been public about it. I was definitely motivated by Tom's move there, but also I think there's some transparency, given to this situation when someone like Tom or myself is in this situation. I'm worried that people aren't talking to each other about it. I'm worried that people are, going to stigmatize other people. I'm worried that we're going to panic and send the whole world into a spin. So yeah, the answer to your question is yes, I'm definitely worried. How are you passing the time? Good question. Um, I'm making music. I write a lot of songs. I'm learning to play the guitar. You want to see my guitar? Share a guitar. Bang. Ta-da! I just bought that too. I'm learning to play that, and I'm writing songs. Sabrina's watching a lot of Naruto. I don't know if you know what Naruto is, but she's well into that. Boruto? My bad. Boruto. We've been playing video games. We've been talking, playing chess. We've been cooking. Genuinely trying to just keep the spirits up. It's amazing bonding time for Sab and I at the moment, because I'm always working and never home, and she's traveling stuff. So this is a bit interesting, kind of hanging out with her all day. But we're killing the time, I'm interested if anyone's quarantined right now as well. What are you doing? Please tell me what some good games to play or whatever. Please let me know. Drink a lot of hot ginger, lemon, and honey mixed with 3 spoons of honey. Okay, thanks very much for that. I couldn't see who'd have sent that. But one of the things I do know, the doctor told us that I just drink a lot of fluids, and we're doing that, drinking a lot of water, way more than I usually do. I'm terrible at drinking water. So, drinking a lot of water. I'm drinking a lot of hot water and just, in a cup with some lemon and just drinking a lot of that. More questions. What's this? Would you be interested in doing a Periscope live interview about creating music? Not yet, but thanks for the offer. Sierra Leone is praying for you. Thank you, Sierra Leone, my country. I appreciate all the prayers and all the thanks that people are giving us and the good wishes. Do you have enough food supplies? Yes. We have a lot of food supplies. Probably not enough, but we have enough for now. We just got to figure out what to do next because we're on a proper quarantine. All right, so look. Hold on. Go play Prey 2017. Is that a game? Okay, Prey. I'm going to look that up. Monopoly. For 2 people, though? I'm not sure. Okay, how did she get a test this morning? No one can get a test unless they're in a hospital. That's a great question. As I said to you before, if you caught the answer about how I got a test, so I'm here because of my production, and the doctor and medic team for the production were contacted because someone that I was in contact with, who is also in the public eye, tested positive. So it became an issue of, am I, someone who's in the public eye, going to be infecting a lot of people if I've been exposed? So therefore they got me a test immediately, and it's the same doctor who, actually not the same doctor, but the same department that arranged Sabrina's test this morning. And we are supremely aware that not many people can get tests, and feel very fortunate and lucky. But it is down to being on the job. quite honestly. I hope that answers that question for you. Right. I'm just reading the questions here. I'm not going to read that one out. Anyway, listen, the love's coming in and I really appreciate it. I'll keep you updated as to how we're doing. And, you know, I'm really interested in how you guys are doing and what you're doing to pass the time. I hope that you are staying positive and, you know, feeling, not feeling down in the dumps about this. All right. I mean, I think it's pretty doom and gloom everywhere right now. But try to stay optimistic about what we're going through. I said this in my video that, you know, I think we could all feel that the world is just going crazy and there's a lot of like clashes. The energy is going a bit weird. And, you know, this virus is ridiculously unfortunate. But at the same time, I think it might be an opportunity for us to stop, just think about what's going on in our world. Think about the energies that we're putting out to each other, because this disease doesn't see any borders or doesn't discriminate. So I think it's really important that we take a moment, you know what I'm saying? Take a moment. And at the very least, you know, if, you know, me being able to speak to you all about, you know, testing positive for COVID, if I can amplify that message about, hey, man, just let's take a break for a second, let's think about our world, then I guess it was worth it for me, because the world is just like was about to fall off its axis, and now we've all had to stop. So I just leave you with that. This is great talking to you guys. I really appreciate all the questions and everything you've given me, and I'll come back to you again later on this week and update you and talk some more. All right. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you.